back in the studio today.
Yeah.
Don't know where our backdrop is. I guess we don't get one today.
Well, you know, sometimes when you drop, just show back up unexpectedly at home, you know, but it's always good to be there. Welcome, everyone, to Ms. Rocki and Chaveevah Live. You know, it's always something good going on the North End.
Yes, and everywhere else in the world. And we're here to tell you about it because we got so much good stuff to point out, Chaveevah.
Always, always. And we have a great, excuse me, we have a great guest today. That sounds like a broken record, but we always have great guests, don't we?
Exactly, we do. We have the one and only Professor Francesca Soans here joining us today a little bit later. And this woman has a passion and a desire to tell everybody more about Waterloo's North End.
Yes, she's a professor up at UNI and she's a documentary filmmaker.
Yes, yeah. And the documentary film that we're going to be talking about today is called Getting That Note Out. And that's actually talking about a Waterloo native and North End icon, Miss Etheleen Morehead Wright. So be sure to stick around because that's coming up and you don't want to miss that.
Absolutely, you do not. And we got to, at this time, be sure to thank Felicia Smith-Knowles and Matt Boyd just for even connecting us with this great guest. So
right, we get to be a part of this, Chaveevah. You know, we were a part of some big things in the past. We got to do the mayor's fireworks a couple years ago. We've been co-hosting the House of Hope. You know, all of that. With their, what was it?
It was Heyday.
Heyday. I was going to say hee-haw.
Okay, something like that. Anyway, it was Western attire, so yeah, It was fun.
And now we get to be at the Big Gallagher Blue Dorn and doing a Q&A for this wonderful woman who has just had a wonderful, rich history in blues.
Yes.
So that's exciting. Like we said, stick around and thank you so much for joining us. We're back in our studio. We have Ed to read comments and we have some great questions for you, some great events going on right here in Waterloo's North End. So much to talk about.
We love to talk about the good things that are going on, so we're going to start it right on off with some good things, some good local things that are going on. If you don't know it already, I found out in person. Two Scoops Ice Cream Shop is open back up and it's under new management.
Yes. Yeah. Stop into Two Scoops and you will see some handsome men scooping up ice cream.
That's right.
We got, you said Sherman and Lance waited on you. So we got Sherman Wise and Lance Dunn that are dipping ice cream. I think Juliet's probably a big part of that too.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure she will be, yes.
Yes, so stop into Two Scoops. That's one of our exciting announcements. Also, we got a new barbershop in town.
Oh, for sure. That's right. Cut Kings has a new location, and our dear India, who does India's
Friday Runway.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's picked out him, and now I don't know if we're going to see some haircuts lined up or what they have planned, but it's going to be a part of our India's Friday Runway tonight. So please be sure to join us live at 6:30 at Cut King's grand opening.
Yep, and also on the cover of this month's Soul Town is Sister Judita Hill, who is also the owner, proprietor of Toddler Town, and they have some awesome birthday parties and different events that they have there. So, you know, just good things that are going on. We like to talk about the good things.
Right, and we're going to start out every single show in this anniversary 4th year with all the good things that are happening on the North End. And then also we talk about stuff going on everywhere else from a North End perspective, right?
Yes.
Okay, and we also want to shout out to our India because we know she's going through a hard time right now. She lost her father, and they haven't finalized all of the ceremonies and everything. But we love India, and we just want you to know that our hearts and prayers are with you and the family.
Yes.
Also, Joyce Wilder, who just had suffered some health problems and is now recovering at New Aldea.
Yes.
Joyce, we love you, and we know that you're watching. She always does. And please know we're praying for your recovery.
Yes, and we love hearing about your progress when you keep us updated. You know, we want to just say, keep on keeping on. We love you, and come on back.
Right, because we need Joyce.
That's right.
That's right. Okay, now it's time for our Waterloo Proud History Moment. Now, this might
Yes.
seem kind of strange to our viewers, but we wanted to do it anyway. This woman is so amazing that not only is our show about her, the documentary is about her, our Waterloo Proud History Moment, Margot's Waterloo Proud History Moment, is about her. And the question is, for the first person to respond is going to win a copy of Ropes in the Kitchen, Chaveevah. And
All
what is
right.
our question today?
What multi-talented Iowa blues musician performed in Washington, D.C. at the Smithsonian Institute's Folklife Festival in 1996?
All right, and we got this information, and Margot wrote a sweet little write-up about this woman, and we're going to have that in our North End History album at the end of the weekend, so make sure you look for it. Answer that question, and you win a copy of Ropes in the Kitchen. All right, so now what do we got? I think it's about time for that
Yes.
wonderful little ditty we do.
The
Soul Town!
Oh, boy.
It gets more exciting and more colorful every issue. I mean, it's
I
Easter,
know.
and I think we're both kind of thinking flowers and spring, the way we're dressed. And the Soul Town is nice and colorful as well, this issue.
That's right. This latest issue features Judita Hill. The story, Just Call Me Big Mama. Like I said, the lady that started the Toddler Town. And you can read all about that. And she's pictured with her husband, Pastor Brian Hill.
Right,
So-
yeah. And you know, this Soul Town has so full of so many wonderful things that it's even hard to pick anything out. But one of my favorite things happens to be where you can push play and watch our show.
But of course.
Also, we have a Give It Air segment that is connected to the Soul Town today. And today our Give It Air from the Soul Town is talking about the Black church, Chaveevah.
Right. Someone posed the question basically about the Black church and what makes it so unique. The thing, in my opinion, that makes the Black church so unique is it's not just a place for worship. It has traditionally been a meeting place, a place for organizing, to do social justice events, a place where you take care of people, where people gather. Basically, also a lot of times your first platform
Exactly.
to sort of build you up and build your confidence as either a public speaker or a singer. Just think about how
of all
many
the
singers
Right, yes.
have come out of the Black church.
I wasn't much of a singer. We did try. We were in church together for a while.
In the choir, yeah.
But one thing I do know that it did help a lot of public speaking confidence because back when we were at Jubilee, I was doing the announcements there, and I tell you that when you get in front of a group of people, it really does help to have that confidence and sometimes a lot of people gain that right in the church.
And even from childhood, I know you remember having a Easter speech.
Oh, yes.
Or a Christmas, part of the Christmas play, something like that. So.
Right. And one more thing to talk about, since we're talking about specifically the Black church, most people do understand that the music is a little more lively. We've had lots of different churches interact. A little more lively, right? A lot more lively. And in that, the culture is there. And there are so many people that are born in communities that don't have a Black church hub as a community, and they're missing out on a lot of Black culture just by not being affiliated with a Black church because there's so much African American culture passed down,
Yes.
spirituality that's brought us through for so long.
Absolutely.
So get your copy of The Soul Town at thesoultownmagazine.com.
All right.
Yes, indeed. All right, we got a shout out to our sponsors.
Yes, we do.
Matt Gilbert, Sharina Salas, Travis Ferguson, keep doing what makes you awesome, and Two Scoops, we're coming after you. All the other people, we got our 501c3, so look for us in the community and a way that you can support North End Update. All right, Chaveevah, newsflash.
Oh, that's right. We want our birthday people to stick around because you know we do it every single Friday where we do your birthday shout out and sing me, 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 me.
And
as
we
best
just
we can.
talked to Francesca, and she told us that she's a great singer. I don't know what she sings, if it's alto, tenor. Do you know?
We're going to find out.
We'll find out.
There you
She's
go.
a great singer, and we're going to learn more. And do
Okay.
we have any answers?
We don't have any answers, but we have a couple comments.
Okay.
Chanel Berry says, hey, y'all.
Oh,
Hey, Chanel.
Nora Shannon says, hey.
Oh,
and
Nora.
Amy Cass says, hello.
Oh,
Okay, hi, Amy. Hi, Nora.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank
for
you so much.
joining us, y'all.
Yes, thanks for watching. And we're going to be doing lots more things. Amy's been on my mind for some reason. I'm going to have to connect with her. I do have her glasses that she won, so that's one reason.
Oh,
but I
okay.
got some more ideas for Amy. Okay, High Five Fridays.
Oh, yeah, we got to do the High Five Fridays for Royal Legacy Christian Academy. And every Friday, you can give the students a high five by donating $5 or more towards the support of the school to help them fund their programs. And you can do this either by Cash App at $RLCA Waterloo or at PayPal at rlcawaterloo.org/support.
Exactly. And we know that, thank you so much for that wonderful graphic, Agnes.
Yes.
And we know that a lot of people love to support that. Also, that a lot of people have been watching us on YouTube on the MediaCom channel. And I was at the grocery store, and one lady told me she sets her alarm every Saturday for 10 o'clock to watch us.
Wow.
So thank you for those of you who don't have Facebook to watch us on MediaCom. And I think without further ado, it is that time. We got a wonderful guest to talk to.
Yes, right now, we'd like to welcome Francesca Soans.
Yes, Professor
Welcome.
Francesca. And while she comes on and gets her microphone on, just come right on through here. Yes, welcome. Go ahead and put your mic on. And we're just so excited to see you here, Francesca, and to have you part of our group. We know that she's a teacher a professor of, what do you teach?
In just a second, she's going to tell us.
So while she's getting her mic on, we just want to talk to our viewers about what we're talking about is this wonderful documentary.
Yes, she's a documentary filmmaker. I saw a film that she did a few years ago, and it was featured at the North End Fest, and it was about some people on the North End, especially some young girls.
All right.
Right? Yes.
Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't think I've actually been in your company. We've been Zooming a lot, but I know a while back you did some things with my dad, but it's good to see you face to face.
Absolutely. Thank you both for having me here.
You're
And
so
on the other side of the camera, I'm usually most comfortable behind.
See, I was going to comment on that I really like that. That's a great action shot, that picture of you where you're with your camera. And so I can tell that's your wheelhouse. That's what you're used to doing. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, we want to talk about this great project, and we want to start out by asking you what got you interested in even talking about our neck of the woods, which is Waterloo's North End.
So I've been following, I moved to Waterloo back in 2002, actually to work in these studios. And part of my job was to train community people in media access, which is a great interest of mine. And through that interaction, got to know a lot of people. It's the best way to get to know Waterloo.
Okay.
So I would hear all these wonderful stories, and they kind of started cooking in my brain. And then along with that, I decided to do a project about Waterloo, to look at different places. And one of the places that came up a lot in people's stories was the North End. And I was particularly interested in those places because these are places that are vanishing or have already vanished. And so I thought through this project, the bigger project, I would be able to tell some of those stories.
Okay. Why don't you talk a little bit about this specific documentary that's going to be aired next Friday?
Okay. So this
what
was
you can tell us, because we
What
know
you
it's
can-
a
yes,
sneak
what you can tell
preview,
us.
right?
Sneak preview, exactly.
Yes.
So in attending the North End Arts and Music Festival, which I started to do when I met Matt Boyd and Cheryl Ferries, who were organizing it at the time, I saw Etheleen perform, and I love the blues, so I was already a fan. And then just kind of heard about her story and got interested. So I went up to her one of those festivals and asked if I could meet with her and possibly do a project on her. And she was so generous. And so since then, I've been visiting her, spending lots of time with her, and getting to know her story. So that's the origin of the story.
Wow. And I know I've known her because I knew her daughter growing up, Sylvia, and I know her son, Rick. I knew her son, Ricky, who has passed. But I really never really understood the rich musical history that she was affiliated with. She played with big names like, I know Louis Matizik, and talk about her, Etheleen Morehead Wright, for just a moment.
She's very humble about her accomplishments, but she is very passionate about the music that she stuck to, even though she had no formal training in it. She just picked it up from people who played, from family members, from her grandfather. That's how she learned most of it. She, I think, formed her own group called the Mixers. So for a while, she played with them. And then Louis Matizik, she had asked him to join her on a performance, and then after that, joined his band.
Oh.
So for years, they performed together. And one of the highlights was that they were selected, out of all of Iowa, they were selected to represent Iowa at the Smithsonian Folklife Festival.
That is fantastic. Wow. Now, I know that as far as what you've already told us about the sneak preview that's happening next week, that comes out of a larger body of work that you're dealing with, right? So could you tell us more about other documentaries that you're working on?
So I began interviewing Etheleen when I started for her memories of the North End, because I was trying to find people who remember the North End as it used to be or growing up. And then it sort of took off its own little project, that I had to finish, the story that I had to finish. But the larger project that I want to get back to is stories about places like Cliff Supper Club.
Oh, now you're talking my language. My mother and father met there. So, yes.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
you're going to be somebody I want to speak to.
Sure.
Pep's Barber Shop, there was a lot of places. First of all, the whole picture of the North End as this vibrant, thriving community that was successful economically, that was supportive of each other, a lot of stories of that. So the larger project is going to look at those stories and collect them. And kind of remember some of these places which, unfortunately, many of them are gone. People don't know the stories attached to them other than community memories.
Right.
And so I kind of want to put it out there for everyone else to understand some of these stories.
So do you have any timeline for possibly coming forward with that? And what role what role can the community play in helping to get those stories out?
Okay, well,
All right.
thank you for
everybody
letting me
start talking, right?
letting me make my pitch. So if anybody has, first of all, stories that they would like to share and be interviewed, they can contact me, and I should have given you my email that you could
Oh, put
post
on the screen,
on the
sure.
screen. But perhaps on your Facebook, you could just
Oh,
post
sure.
that.
We will definitely put it in the comments of this video so when it's viewed later. So you
Okay.
can say it now for anyone that wanted to just jot it down.
Sure, it's soansf@yahoo.com, and Soans is spelled SOANSF@yahoo.com. In particular, I'm looking for photos, home movies, anything that shows any of these places in the North End, Mobile Street, Oneida Street, any of those locations.
Shillum, Bates.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Because that's part of what I'm trying to do is kind of restore something to the public history that it's forgotten, that it doesn't pay
Yes.
attention to. And so if people are willing to share their family photographs or any other media that they have, you will get a free copy of the film.
Oh, how about that in exchange? All right, Ed, I'm hearing a lot going on over there. Are there people commenting? Oh, okay. Okay. So, yeah, that is great to solicit help from our viewers. So you heard that if you have any films or any photographs, any stories, go ahead and contact Francesca, and we will definitely have that on our Facebook page so people can contact you with that. And so back to Etheleen. Now, next week is the big debut. I also talked to Margot. She's the one who wrote our question, and we're still looking for that answer. It's a no-brainer, folks.
Yep.
Just write it in and you
fish
get
in the
your
barrel.
shooting fish in the barrel. Who is? Read it. Will you read it again, Chaveevah?
Yes, what multi-talented Iowa musician performed in Washington, D.C. for the Smithsonian Institute's Folk Life Fest in 1996?
All right.
And you
answer
should
that
know the
question.
answer if you've
Yes.
been watching the show.
Exactly.
Yes.
If you're not daydreaming, you should know the answer. And my friend Margot, which is Etheleen's first cousin,
Yes.
she gave us the question, and she also kind of told us that it was her paternal grandfather that was one of her big mentors, Etheleen. So that they grew up together, and Etheleen played and sang in church, and so there is such a rich history
Exactly.
surrounding music with this woman. And we encourage all of you to actually, how can they get to the screening? Why don't you tell us, is it a virtual event?
Yeah, so because of the pandemic, unfortunately, we're forced to have a virtual event, but anybody can go to the Gallagher Blue Dawn website and look for the film. The film is titled Getting That Note Out. And once they get to that site, they'll be able to register and get a link to the film.
All right. So go to the Gallagher Blue Dawn website, and then also talk about how we get to be the MCs for the Q&A afterwards. So tell us how we got into that.
How did we get so
Felicia,
lucky?
How did we get so lucky to actually be there at the Gallagher Blue Dawn?
Well, I think your reputation
Okay.
preceded you.
Thank
because
you.
when I wanted this to be an event to foreground what the North End Cultural Center does with the North End Fest, because it's through the North End Fest that I got to know Etheleen. And typically in a film screening, you have a Q&A session afterwards on the film. And so when we were talking about it, Felicia and
Yes, our
Matt
dear
both
sweet
mentioned you too and the great show that you've been producing for so long.
Aw.
So it seemed like a perfect match.
Well, we certainly want to thank you. This is for our viewers that have been watching us for 4 years now. This is our 4th year. This month, we're celebrating 4 years. And actually, we've been here at the City Hall studio, and they've been helping us get the word out about the good stuff happening. So we find it so fitting to kick off our 4th year doing something awesome like this.
Excellent.
Yes, something that highlights the North End, because we are what? All about the North End.
That's right.
and
yes.
everywhere else.
All right, from a North End perspective.
That's right.
Okay, all right. Well,
Some comments.
we've got comments, good.
I'll have to switch pages, but Felicia Smith-Snall says, hey ladies, and this is gonna be amazing, speaking
hey.
about the project. And then let me go to your North End update page, 'cause there's some
That's what
comments there.
he's switching back and forth. We work Ed so hard when we
So-
come in.
Amy Castro, this is a great project that highlights the cultural impact of the North End and the Black community in our history of Waterloo.
Oh, I love that.
All right.
See what I mean?
Couldn't have said
Amy's
it better
always
myself.
there. Yes,
But
thank
no,
you.
but
Amy.
no answers yet, or no guesses. to
No
the question
guesses.
yet.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, we have that question, and when whoever does, because some people don't watch us all live,
So they might come and tune in tomorrow.
of course, when they get up and they'll answer it then. But in the meantime, we've heard all about your singing voice. You probably play an instrument too, and you like the
There's-
blues, so we have to blues it up a little bit.
There's such a thing as truth in advertising.
Oh, that's right. I might be accused of false advertising in this one. But we've got the best birthday people, Chaveevah.
Yes, yes, we absolutely do. And we enjoy every Friday saying happy birthday to great folks like Catherine Mott,
Yay, Catherine.
Dennis Williams,
All right, Dennis.
Reggie Housey,
Yes.
our new friend Rich Freevert.
Wait, stop right there, because guess what? We dropped a shirt, but it was for our winner last week.
Oh,
Your
no.
friend.
No, I have the shirt for the winner.
Oh,
I
you
have
got
that.
2 shirts?
Yes, I do.
Oh, well, I have one too. So I don't know whose shirt that was, Rich, but we had fun there. Love you. Okay,
Yep.
go ahead.
Okay. Faye Young, happy birthday.
Yes.
And Matt Thompson, happy birthday.
Right. Another blues lover, Tim Cooper. Happy birthday.
Yes.
And Diane Johnson, our dear friend. Audrey Wallakin Green, happy birthday. Sticks, Norman Corey, a very faithful viewer. And Tequila Jefferson.
Yes.
And my classmate, Carl Hamer. It was always Hamer and Hickey. And so I used to knock Carl upside the head every day in line. You know, we just played those games.
Oh, okay.
3rd grade. Happy birthday, Carl Hamer. Love you.
Yes, happy birthday to everyone. And you said you wanted to blues it up a little bit, so
How can we do that?
da
You
da
want-
da da da
Boom, boom.
da 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 da. Da, da,
Now I don't know
da,
what
da,
to do
da.
after that should be, but we're gonna go back to Stevie Wonder.
There you
all
go.
right? And I know you would agree
It couldn't fit more perfectly
than to have a world party.
on the day you came to be.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, Katie and Tim and everybody else.
Everyone.
All right. And you were telling the truth. I heard you over there. You sounded really good, Francesca. Next time, sing a little louder, though,
Yes.
okay?
See,
Without the microphone.
that's my motto. If you can't sing good, sing loud. You get
That's
points for confidence that way. Right?
All about them points.
Yes.
All right. Oh, and by the way, for our Christian viewers and our Christian friends, it's Good Friday, and He lives, and also Easter Sunday this Sunday. Get them hams and Easter bunnies and all that
All
stuff
that kind of
we
stuff.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll celebrate the holiday with you. And until next time, Chaveevah.
Yes, be sure to keep doing more of what makes you awesome, like our documentary filmmaker
Yes.
friend, Francesca. Yes. Why?
Because it makes us all look good. See you next